Hello and welcome to your Micrography sphere practice. So for this you will need a coffee cup, your pencil, your ultrafine Sharpie, and then half of you have the Sharpie roller and half of you have the Sharpie pen. They're the same millimeter diameter tip, so either one that you have, great. All right, so you'll also need your ruler. Your first step is to redraw the practice in the space below. So a coffee cup is a good size of a circle. Most of us have one. You want to leave space at the bottom for the cast shadow. Okay, then I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to draw the division between the surface and the background. Going to draw the cast shadow. All right, then you're ready to value map. So we want to make sure you have the core shadow. That's what really gives the object its form. So we're looking for the darkest part on the object. I'm going to give myself just like a guideline. It's curved. I did put a picture of the sphere, the one shown on your handout, along with this video in Google Classroom, because this photo is not good. It's good for value mapping, but it's not good to see the transition of the values. And so this is from the copy machine. It's the best we could get with a copy machine. So take a look at how the values transition. Okay, so I don't want a lot of pencil happening. Then I'm going to have my highlight area. So I really value map the super dark darks, the highlight area, and if there's a shape to the midtones, which there's not really a shape to the midtones here, it just kind of fades out. And that's pretty much all you need in order to get started. So with Micrography and the Sharpie, especially since Sharpie's permanent, you're going to start with the darkest values first. And then if you mess it up, it's in the dark area, and hopefully you can fix it. So in order to enhance the curved form of a sphere, you would want to write in a curved direction. So I'm going to turn it so my arm is comfortable. I'm going to write the word sphere all over. I'm going to use the same word. You can use any word you want. You can use a poem. You can write a story. You can repeat a couple of different words, anything that's school appropriate. And so I'm just going to use sphere, pretty easy. And in order to get the dark value to show up, I need to write smaller, or I need to do overlapping. So I usually kind of go along my value map a little bit. Okay, I just messed that up, but nobody knows it'll get covered up. So I'm kind of staying within my value map, and then I'm going to fill in some gaps. All right, then I'm going to start to write slightly larger to transition into my midtones. So I also recommend that you kind of hold your Sharpie in the middle so that you're not pressing really hard. Now along the edge, I am a little more careful, and I do try to get some letters right along the edge at the bottom. So notice in the photo you have like your reflected light area along the edge. So that's where light hits the surface, bounces back up, hitting the underside. So in a good photograph, you would have reflected light. All 5 parts of light. Okay, so the cast shadow is darkest right underneath the object, and then it fades out lighter to the edges. So I am going to write super tiny right along the edge. Okay, and then I would continue to kind of fade out and do for overlapping. And so overlapping. And honestly, in the super tiny areas, like right underneath that edge where I want it to be really dark, I'm just gonna do a little bit of like scribbling so it kind of blends in with my writing to get like a super clean edge without outlining. Okay, so then from far away, it'll look like an outline, but yet it's not. So then I would continue my cast shadow. All right, so then for your lighter midtones, I would switch to either the Sharpie roller or the Sharpie pen, whichever you have. Definitely try not to lose the caps. And so some of you are really good at pressure. You could probably get really light pressures with the ultra fine Sharpie, the other one I was using. So same thing, I'm still gonna hold it in the middle so I can't press very hard. And I'm going definitely lighter. So you can make it lighter by writing bigger or far less pressure and more spread out. And I'm avoiding my highlight area completely. So here where I want to transition, I'm really going super light. To where if I squint my eyes and make them fuzzy, so that's how I always tell. I like squint my eyes, make them fuzzy, so that I can see like, is there a line where my value is, or does it transition? So you're just focusing on the value and not the detail. So squint your eyes, make them fuzzy, to see where you might need to kind of clean up and add. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a second video of how to refine and clean up, and I will show you the progress I've made.